David, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here at the conference.
Okay, can you tell me a bit about your background?
My background is sort of a convoluted path. I'm a astrophysicist, background in statistical astrophysics. That turned into statistical modeling with astrophysics, ended up in physics-informed AI, worked for many years in the automotive industry. Always kept my hand in academics, publishing papers and scientific research, but worked, of course, the large automotive companies have their own research divisions. And so I've kept my hand in academics. Recently moved from the automotive industry to, well, the same kind of thing. I'm a forecaster. I do various mathematical techniques for forecasting. Oh, I've done everything under the sun, it seems. But these days I'm working for a major electrical and gas utility based in Detroit, Michigan, USA. There I'm forecasting trees that fall over and any other threats to the power grid. But in the end, it's all using how can we use the latest technology, how can we move the technology forward, and in this particular role, how can we better serve the public? And the other side of that is always being involved in scientific research, publishing papers, staying in contact with the university. So I have a very small appointment with the Michigan Data Science Institute at the University of Michigan, MIDAS, and working to develop stronger partnerships for AI between business and the university.
And one of these papers brought you here.
And one of these papers brought me here. It's about, it's a particular concern of mine has been ethics broadly in science, in statistical applications. In this particular case, we're looking at bias. In AI and machine learning. We've heard stories of times when these things have gone wrong, and we can throw up our hands and say it's such a terrible thing, but I'm asking the question, where do these problems come from? And then how do we change the process that we use to develop algorithms so that not just after it's promoted to production, released into the wild, but as part, we all do unit testing, integration testing, we have a standard process. How can we make measuring and testing for bias part of that process so that as we go forward, it's not that we have a problem and we're going to fix it later, but we're going to be conscious of the concerns of bias and mitigate that by design.
Okay. Any results you can share?
Yes. In our own, one particular piece of work I'm involved in right now, something that's been a concern in the United States, racial profiling. Now, in this case, it's racial profiling of traffic stops. Now, some of the problems that have happened in the past have been racial bias in the judicial system. There's been a lot of research in that area. What I'm doing is taking research on where those algorithms have gone right and wrong, and applying that technology to traffic stops, which have sometimes shown racial bias. And what we find is that using the AI, critically important, that's explainable AI. So that narrows our set as to what kind of model we're going to use. With explainable AI, we can make the case that there was or wasn't a problem in a particular situation.
Okay, makes sense. How did your presentation go yesterday?
I think it went very well. Let me start by saying I'm just delighted to have a chance to be presented, honored and thrilled, and to be talking to the folks at the conference. The other thing about everything just run very, very smoothly. All the technology works, everything starts on time, and all the infrastructure. I've been on a lot of conference committees. I'm on 2 of them right now. So I know what it's like to put one on. The conference is very, very well organized and managed. It got a lot of really good feedback, some great conversations. Presented the paper, asked some questions, and then even after the paper presented, that has turned into 5 or 6 or 7 conversations after the event. People meeting the gentleman you just saw me talking to for a moment from Georgia. We're going to stay in touch, and it started with the presentation, and then it turned into all these connections. Networking is so important at a conference, of course, but you get out of it what you get into it. And so being a presenter, if you have that experience, serving as a chair, getting more involved in the conference and supporting it means you're going to get so much more out of it and make those valuable connections.
Glad to hear that. I can tell you a bit about the rest of the experience. So there probably were a couple of keynotes and maybe social activities. What did you do?
One of the things that was really well done here in Amsterdam, the best way to get around was by water, and there was a wonderful tour, boat tour of the city, and just a really great time to bring in. That was for the presenters, to bring everyone together and talk and socialize and learn what people are doing. The keynote talks were really outstanding speakers who have had a long history of really groundbreaking work. And so one of the things I'm very sensitive to is, officially, I'm at work today. I'm working for the electric company in Detroit, and I'm here in Amsterdam. What I'm doing yesterday and today is, what algorithms can I bring home and put to work in the next 6 weeks?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of different situations, scenarios that I can take straight out of, especially the keynotes. What's the latest science, and how can I put it to work?
Good to hear. Is there anything you're still looking forward to?
We've got a couple more sessions, and so I'm going to be doing more of just, again, here's the presentation, I want to take this is I'm going to take to work, talk to the authors. Authors love people to talk to them and have conversations, but also to keep those conversations going, to whether it's exchanging business cards or email addresses, and keep that conversation going. So I'm looking forward to meeting some new people. Met several so far, but looking forward to meeting some new people in the remainder of the conference.
Okay. David, thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you. I'm sure I will. Thank you so much for having me.